welcome to a new series here on this yoga channel. This series is going to be called Birds in Flight. So we'll have 4 different classes. They're all going to be pretty challenging. They're based on a different bird. So first class is crow today. Second class is pigeon. Third class is eagle, and fourth class is bird of paradise. So in each of these classes, we're going to take progressive steps leading up to a peak pose. So with crow, we're going to start low and have as many different crow variations as possible until we build our way up into the most advanced, or my most advanced that I can do personally. And then the bird of paradise is a little different. We'll just progress there regardless. So they're really fun and creative and difficult, but don't be discouraged. Just remember that there's more beginner options at the beginning. So return back to those if you need them. For this class, you're going to need a mat and then a block. Just one block would be good. So grab that stuff and then meet me whenever you're ready. So we'll begin class laying on our backs. And before I get started, I wanted to just read an interesting fact about crows, because why not? So this says that proportionally, the brains of some crows are bigger than yours. So based on their body weight and the weight of their brain is huge, accounting for 2.7% of the bird's overall weight. By comparison, an adult human's 3-pound brain represents 1.9% of their body weight. So they're super smart. Moral of the story. Okay, lay down onto your back. And we'll start with our arms extended overhead or in front of us. And then our shins are parallel. So we have a nice 90-degree bend at the knee and hip. And we're gonna activate our core a lot in the beginning because crow involves a lot of core. So let's do some dead bugs. What you'll do is drop your left foot and right hand to the mat. Keep your low back flat to the mat and then bring it back to center. Now drop the back of your left hand and your right foot to the mat and back to center. A couple more times with your breath. I like to inhale on the way down, and you can also extend that leg if you want. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, drop left arm, right leg. Exhale, bring it back in. Let's do 2 more on each side. Inhale, drop your right hand and your left foot. Low back flattens to the mat. Exhale, draw everything in, navel to spine. Last one. Inhale, left hand and right foot. Exhale, draw it in. Good. Now, extend your feet, your legs long, and then pull your left knee into your chest. Feeling a nice stretch along the front of your right hip. Even along, if you pull enough, along the back side of your left glute as well, and inner thigh. One more breath. Good, and switch them out. Extend your left leg long, pull your right knee into your chest, and send breath to the front of your left hip. Depending on the way your hips are anatomically created, you might be more comfortable bringing your right knee further out to the side as opposed to directly into your chest. Everyone's bony structure is a little different. One more breath. Good, now we're going to move into a crow shape here on our backs. So grab your hands, press them into the ceiling. So extend fully into your elbows, widen your fingertips, and we're going to try to create as much of an extension in our wrist as we can. Now, pick up your knees, bring them to the backs of your elbows, or better yet, try to crunch up and bring your knees to the back of your triceps. So this is crow shape, just on our backs. Again, re-extend through your elbows. I know this is tough. Draw your knees in a little closer and point through your toes. Good, relax. Now we're gonna do crunches like that. So inhale, arms overhead, toes touch the mat. Exhale, crow crunch in. So you're extending through your elbows, your palms are pressing towards the ceiling, and knees come in towards triceps. And you can lift your head on these. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, crow crunch it in. Point through your toes. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Extend through your elbows. Really compress your knees in. So you should feel the fronts of your hips and core working a ton. Last one, inhale overhead. Exhale, crunch it in, and we're gonna hold again. 5 breaths. You should be shaking. Good. Relax. Now, pull your left knee into your chest, extend your right leg long, and then just come into a nice twist. So pull your left knee over to the right side of the mat, extend through your left arm and gaze over to the left. Last breath. And we'll switch sides. Extend your left leg long, roll back to center. Pull your right knee into your chest and just twist it over. Your right arm can extend out long and gaze can follow. Roll back to center. Find your crow shape on your back again. So pull knees into chest, extend your arms to the ceiling, and then tuck those knees as close into your armpits as you can as you crunch up. From here, we'll move into wrist tap. So you're gonna flex your ankles, tap your left toes to your left wrist. So try to get below your hand like this. And back down. Right toes, tap right wrist. Back down. Left wrist tap, extend through your elbows, back down. Right wrist tap, back down. You can relax your head if you want. Left wrist tap, get below the hand. Last one on the right side. Woo, good job. And then just take a nice big long stretch out. Push through your elbows, come to a seated posture. Soles of the feet are planted on the mat. And just give your knees a nice hug. We'll move through some cat-cow here. Inhale for a cow. So arch through your spine, broaden through your chest, drop your head back. Exhale, cat. Roll the body back a little bit, round through your spine. Tuck forehead to knees. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Press through your fingertips. And then walk your feet out wide. Come into a malasana squat. So if this is early for you, just take some nice rocking motions from side to side. Warm up into the hips. Now find that same shape with your arms. We're really focusing on protracting too with our shoulder blades. So that means the space between your shoulder blades is increasing. They're separating. You're really, really, really pushing forward. That'll help you find more lift in crow later on. So find that shape with your arms from Malasana and then plant your hands and come into a forward fold. Drop back down Malasana with your hands in front of you. Exhale, forward fold. Couple more with your breath. Getting the whole body warmed up, getting this patterning really repetitive here. Last one. Nice forward fold. Just hang out for a minute. You can stay still or you can sway. You can do whatever you want with your arms. Good. Now plant your hands and come into tabletop. So hips are stacked over knees, shoulders are stacked over wrists. Lift your fingertips, spread them wide and lower them. We'll do some wrist warm-ups here. So I want you to shift your weight forward and backwards a couple of times here. And let's think about pushing strong through our hands, pressing into the mat, separating our shoulder blades. That's called protraction if I say it later on. You know what I mean. Good. Now, face your fingertips to the wide edge of the mat, and we'll rock from side to side. Right and left. Anytime we're weight bearing on our wrists, it's really important to do a little bit of a warm up. Now point your fingertips behind you. Shift your weight forward and then lean it back. Your palms can lift a little bit, but feel a nice stretch along the front of your forearms here. Lean forward, lean back. One more time. Good. And then flip the tops of your hands to the mat. Palms are facing up, and just do little circles. Whatever feels good here. Switch directions, or just go front and back. Good. Now come into a normal tabletop. Put your weight into your right hand. Inhale, sweep your left hand high. Exhale, thread the needle. Lower down onto your left ear and left shoulder. Torso twist open to the right. Press through your right palm to open the right shoulder more. One more breath here. Press through your right palm. Inhale, sweep your left hand up. And exhale back to the mat. We'll switch sides, so press through your left palm. Inhale, reach your right hand high. Exhale, thread the needle. Land onto your right ear and right shoulder. Twist your torso, open up through your chest. Last inhale and last exhale. Inhale, reach your right arm high, and then come back to tabletop. Reaffirm through your hands, find your grip, find your stability. Press through the top of your right shin and right foot, and then bring your left knee into your tricep. Now we're going to do some slides here. So you're going to slide your knee down to your wrist, and then exhale, really engage your core, pull left knee back in. Lower it down, hovering off the mat, and then pull it back as close to your body as you can. One more. Pull everything in. Good. Now extend your left leg behind you. Reach your right hand back for a tiger curl. Capture that left ankle and stretch through the front of your left hip if you can. Open through your chest. Engage your left glute and hamstring to lift your leg higher. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. And of course, we will switch sides. So we're going to move into those little crunches on our right knee. So find your grip, find your balance through your left foot, and then bring your right knee into your right tricep. Now inhale to drop it down to the right wrist crease, but not lower it all the way. Exhale, navel to spine, pull everything in. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale, pull everything in. Really engage your core. Stretch your right leg behind you, straight. And then reach back with your left hand as you bend your right knee. Finding that ankle. Last inhale. And last exhale. Release down. Walk your knees a little further back. Tuck your toes. And then lift your hips high for downward facing dog. Take a moment just to pedal the feet out. Good, and then we're going to take a big
spinal roll. So inhale, lift your heels off the mat, roll your body forward to high plank. Rounding through your spine, head is the last thing to lift. And then exhale, micro bend into your knees, hips lead the way, back to down dog. Now we're gonna walk to the top of our mat, so keep your hands right where they are, and you're gonna really engage the front of your hip flexors again, and your core. We call this compression. It's not comfortable, it's not fun, but really compress your thigh to your belly as you walk up to the top of your mat. Try to keep those palms flat as long as you can. I have to lift mine at the very top. Good, press through your palms again, and then walk it on back to downward facing dog. When you get there, inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Hips are square. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. This time bend the knee and open the hip. Exhale, left knee crosses over to right elbow. Now bring your knee to the center and plant your foot down between your hands. Lower your back right knee, untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your arms up for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Let's stay an extra breath. Good, now plant your hands down. Step your right foot forward so it's angled at 45 degrees. And we're moving into pyramid here. So again, roll your right hip forward, your left hip back. Your body's folding over your front left leg. You can inhale to straighten the spine and exhale to fold. Micro bend through your left knee and then walk your fingertips out a little bit in front of you. As you exhale, pull your right knee to your forehead. Now on your next inhale, you're gonna balance through your left foot, rise up to stand into stork with arms overhead into that crow position again. Full extension through the elbows and the wrists. Fingertips are wide. You lose your balance, come back into it. Good, and then as you lower your right foot down, we're gonna come into chair pose with a twist. So hands come to heart center, sit your hips back, weight is in your heels, and you're going to twist over to your left. So you hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Take a peek at your hips. Make sure that left hip hasn't sagged back. And press in your elbow to twist your body open more. One more breath here. Exhale. And then plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take that spine all the way forward. Exhale, wave it back. Inhale, reach your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross it over. Press hard through your palms. Create more space through your shoulder blades. Then plant your right foot between your hands. Lower back knee down, untuck back toes, and now sweep it up for a low lunge. Good, and plant your hands, step your left foot in, angle it at 45 degrees, and find your pyramid. So your feet can either be on a balance beam or on railroad tracks, depending on your balance, depending on what your flexibility allows. Couple breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, fold. Micro bend through your right knee. Walk your fingertips out a little bit. And then pull right knee or left knee into forehead. Engaging through your core, compressing everything in. On your next inhale, root through your right foot. Lift your left knee up and arms overhead. One more breath here. Exhale, plant your left foot down, come into chair with a twist to the right side. Hooking left elbow on the outside of right knee. Inhale, plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. We'll do that whole sequence one more time. So from downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels, roll your spine forward into plank, round through your upper back. Extend your head, your neck, and then bend through your knees. Send your hips high for downward facing dog. We're gonna do those compressive walks again. So it's like I tell my patients, try to land on your heel and roll onto your toes if you can. It takes a lot of compression through your core and flexibility through your hamstrings and your calves. So just do what you can. Press harder through your palms to create some lift. Ooh, got there. Good, take a breath and then press through your palms, walk it back again. Once you get to your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, shift your knee to the center. Press through your palms more, and exhale, plant that foot down as you lower your back knee and untuck your back toes. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, stay. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot up for pyramid. Roll your right hip forward. Inhale, halfway lift through your spine. Exhale, fold down. Soften the back of your left knee as you stretch your fingertips in front of you. And then pull your right knee into your forehead. Widen your left toes, root strong through that foot. Inhale, stork pose. Lift your arms overhead and your right knee to the sky. Good. Step your right foot down as you come into chair pose, sitting your hips back into your heels and then twisting over to the left. Level out your hips. Gaze up to the sky. And then plant your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, roll your spine forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, bend your knee, open your hip, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross it over. Inhale, right knee to center, press through your palms, separate your shoulder blades. Exhale, plant that foot down. Lower your back knee, sweep your arms up for low lunge. Exhale, stay. Inhale, open a little more. Exhale, plant your fingertips, tuck your back toes and step up into pyramid. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the back of your right knee. Bring your fingertips forward and then stretch your left knee to your forehead. Bring that thigh closer into your belly. Create as tight of a shape as you can. Now we're going to move into stork. So arms overhead, pressing through those palms, straightening through your elbows. Left knee rises. Step your left foot down, chair twist to the right. Good. Now from here, just move into a forward fold. Pedal out through your knees. And we're gonna roll on to our bellies, or our backs, sorry. So we're gonna move into some low boat to crane pose crunches. So low boat is this, you flatten your lower back to the mat, stretch your legs out in front of you. If that's too much, please keep a bend in your hips and knees. And then your arms are gonna reach overhead. So this is our low boat. You hover your shoulder blades off, you hover your heels. And then on exhale, we're gonna pull everything in, create that same shape with your arms, and then tuck your knees to the back of your triceps. Inhale, low boat, lower down. Exhale, crunch it up into that crow shape. So not quite a high boat, more of a crow boat situation. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, crunch it in. 2 more. Last one, Inhale to low boat.
Exhale into your crow crunch shape. Really pull those knees into your body. Good. And then one more roll back. And then we'll roll forward, come into a forward fold. Shake out the body. Good. Now from here, we'll move into some similar shapes and just add on. So you're going to lift your left knee up towards the sky, find your stork pose. Just like we did before. Plant your left foot down, come into your twisted crow, or twisted chair, sorry. Over to the right side. And now I'm going to turn my body so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to move into side crow from here. So from your twisted chair, place your palms on the mat, and your outside of your right thigh is resting on the back of your left tricep. Now, the goal is for your right elbow to be free and your right hip to be free from each other, but it's a great option to start with kind of a double support here. So I'll show you both ways. So nestle your body into a little ball, plant both palms. For this first variation, let's bring right hip to right elbow. And then you're going to lean your body forward until more weight is in your palms than your feet, and you're able to lift your feet up. And just hold for a few seconds here. In your side crow, lift your chest a little higher. Good, and release back down. I'll show you the other way on the other side. So pretend you're at the front of your mat, and then come into a forward fold. So from your forward fold, we'll move into the other side. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Rise up to stork pose, arms overhead. Deep breath in and out here. And exhale, plant your foot, come into a twisted chair over to the left side. So again, I'm going to turn so you can see. Now this time, let's try without using the second shelf. So really, you're just balancing your right elbow on the outside of your left knee or left thigh. So hug your knees in together. Your right elbow is hooked on the outside of your left thigh. Plant through both palms. And then shift your weight forward until you're able to find that counterbalance and lift your back feet off. Again, if you need to use the double shelf, that's totally fine. Stay for a couple breaths. One more. Lift your chest and lower down. And come into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Shake everything out, shake your arms out. I know they're working hard. Now we're going to come into a few traditional crow and crane variations and some funky ones. So if you're just starting out with this, go ahead and grab a block. And this will help you find some lift. So step onto the block, kind of on the balls of your feet here, and walk your hands in front of you. You're going to nestle your knees on the outside of your triceps. So crow and crane are different. Let's do crow first. Widen your fingertips. Your knees are actually wide, and you're going to keep a bend in your elbow. So this, you'll lift your hips up. The block is going to help you find some lift, and then lean your weight forward. Hands are really active. They're kind of just they're just taking little adjustments the whole time. So this is crow. You keep some bend, your knees are wide. Still lift your chest and look forward. Point your toes and bring your heels into your body. Good, step it back. And feel free to do any of these options without the block. I'll just show them for the first couple. Shake it out, catch your breath. And then we're going to move into crane. So for this one, lift your hips high, and you're going to nestle your knees really on the backs. So instead of on the outside of your tricep, really on the inner edge or on the more of the armpit area. So really nestle as high as you can. Lift those hips high. And then this time you're going to have straightened elbows. I actually don't prefer to use the block, but so you can bend them at first, and then once you bring your heels into your body, then work on straightening through your elbows. Knees are tight, heels are really close to the butt. Straighten through your elbows, find some lift, separate your shoulder blades, and then lower back down. If those feel pretty comfortable for you, then remove the block. And you can pause the video and practice those a few times. But I'm gonna catch my breath and we're gonna work into some fun, more intermediate advanced variations that I'm still working on. Okay, so I want you to remember throughout this that you'll never get something down if you don't try it, if you don't fall or fail a few times. So just be courageous and brave and creative and just try some of these. If they don't work, you're not gonna fall that far. You have like a few inches to the ground. But if you're really beginning with all these, please go back and complete some of those really compressive crunch drills or the traditional crow or crane with the block. But the rest of us, let's try some fun things out. So I'm gonna move into a crow pose without the block, but feel free to do whatever you want. Same cues as before. So it's kind of like you start in a malasana squat, and then I like to bring my feet in a little more narrow and rise up to the balls of my feet. So my heels are lifted, knees are nestling in, lift your hips high and shift your weight forward. Now, from here, straighten into your elbows, and we're gonna move into those wrist taps. So one toe is pointed, the other one flexes and taps your left wrist. Bring it back in. Switch sides, right toes tap right wrist. Bring it back in. Let's try 2 more on each side. Tap that wrist, bring it back up. Other side. Good job, guys. One more. Left wrist tap and right wrist tap. Good. Sit back into malasana and just shimmy out the hips. You can roll through your wrists too. I know they're doing a lot of work right now. This next one's harder. Sometimes I can get it, sometimes I can't. So we'll see what happens today. I'm out of breath and tired from teaching, so I think maybe I won't get it, but we'll see. So you're gonna come into your traditional crow pose and then really balance all the weight onto one side, and then you're gonna lift like your left knee and bring it to the center. So you're balancing only on one side, and then you'll bring it back and then switch sides. That's the gist, that's the idea. So we'll try it out. All right, take a few breaths to prepare. And then sit into your malasana variation, however you like to get into crow. Really widen your fingertips, root through all 10 knuckles. And then reaffirm the connection between your right knee and your right tricep. Push strong through your hands. And then try to drop that left knee to the center. And then back out again. And we'll try to switch sides. Come back, reset if you need. Push strong through your palms. Try to bring that right knee into center. And then back out again. Whew, those are tough. So feel free to pause the video and experiment with that a little bit more. Otherwise, hang out in your malasana, catch your breath, and we'll do one more really hard variation that I've actually only successfully gotten once. So we shall see. This is our chill time. Think about how smart crows are. Oh, I learned another fact that crows have different regional dialects like we do. So say you're from the South and you have that Southern drawl and you say y'all and everything, like I kind of used to. And then I moved to Colorado and it's kind of a conglomeration of everyone here. A lot of Midwesterners too. So I feel like my accent has definitely shifted to a more neutral one. But crows do the same thing. So if they move to a different region, they kind of pick up on those different little caws and crows. Like they sound slightly different. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Big inhales and exhales. All right, guys, last hard thing, I promise. So this one, you're gonna set up one leg in crow, and the other leg is gonna be back behind you. You're gonna push strong through your palms and try to jump that left knee onto that left tricep. So it's pretty tough. I've only gotten it once, but we'll see what happens. So again, make your fingers as wide as you can. That'll help with your balance. And then nestle that right knee really high onto the back of your right tricep. Now you're gonna lift your right toes up, so you're in crow on one side. And then I like to add like a bend in my elbows to kind of spring me forward. And then you're gonna try to hop that left knee on the left tricep. Oop, almost got it. You fall, try good. Good, and then try to hop it back again. Walk it out, take whatever you need. And we'll move to the other side. So nestle your left knee on the back of your left tricep. Lift those left toes. Hips are high, right leg is stretched behind you. And then press your palms, jump it forward. And then jump it back. And then you're done. You're done working hard. Let's take a couple more stretches just to cool down the body. So lay onto your back. We'll do what we started with. Stretch your right leg long. Pull your left knee into your chest. And slow your breath. Pulling in a little tighter, stretch to the front of your right hip. Then scoot your hips over to the left side. Draw your left knee over to the right side of the mat for a nice spinal twist. Opening them up, opening up the left shoulder to the side. Come back through center, extend your left leg long, draw your right knee in towards your body. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Two more breaths. And then you can shimmy your hips over to the right as you draw your right knee over to the left. Come back through center, stretch everything nice and long, and then your arms, your shoulders are working really hard too. And relax down. So you can stay in Shavasana if you want. Otherwise, roll onto your side and meet me seated at the front of your mat. Hands on your knees, spine tall, crown of head lifts. One final inhale together. One big exhale. Hands at heart center. Namaste. So that was a fun start. Thank you guys for joining me. That crushed me. That was really hard for me, especially to talk at the same time. So thank you for your patience. I know I was pretty out of breath and had to take a little pause, but I hope you learned something today. There's so many little progressions you can take to work up to crow. It's all about getting that strength through protraction and then pulling your knees into your core, really engaging the front of your hips. So it's not necessarily fun to work on, but there's plenty of steps you can take so that you can get to the fun posture at the end. And then those end variations, I hope that gave you some creative ideas to work on. If crow or crane is relatively comfortable for you, try a few of those out. So feel free to watch this again or pause at any part and repeat a few reps of each of those. But that was crow. We've got pigeon, eagle, and bird of paradise next. So stay tuned and I will see you next time. Thanks guys.